look at this. We still need to work on this. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is why you need me still, just in case you thought differently. Scrap it all. Try again. That's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be what it be. Hey, everybody. It is day 5. I can't believe it already. And this is my morning video. I don't know for today, since it's already, what is it? 12:40 in the afternoon. I don't know if I'm going to do something different today and just let this one video do. If I'm going to try to come back later this evening, we'll see. Because I know it's like I was doing the whole do 2 videos a day thing, or 2 separate times to eventually merge together and post edit as my one video of the day. So we'll see how this goes today. But anyway, yeah, it's day 5. It's I haven't been seeing the actual dates, if I'm not mistaken, like what time of year, what's going on. So it's actually November the 26th. So it's a Saturday. And I happened, as you can see, happened to start off my first video a little later than some of my first few days where it was actually in the morning. But once again, it was time well spent. Still woke up at 6 by the grace of God, even though it's really sleepy. Thankfully I was able to kind of doze a little bit during the skin challenge. Not like it was intentional, like I'm going to treat this like a nap. More so just letting myself, if I feel comfortable enough and I'm sleeping, don't feel bad about it when I'm doing the skin challenge. But yeah, this day so far has been pretty good. And I've spent time, as I said last night, I want to say that I was going to look at the word. I didn't. I was so busy trying to take care of a few other stuff. So I made sure once I did my initial prayer time for the morning that I actually took the time to find a passage dealing with some reference to 40, whether it's 40 days, 40 years, however, in the Bible today to actually look at, study, take some notes. So today I chose Genesis, I believe it's 7, 1 to 24. Essentially, it's the whole chapter. And it's referencing Noah as far as how once he finished building the ark that God was going to make it rain, 40 days, 40 nights. So that may have flooded the entire face of the earth. So whatever wasn't in that ark with Noah, everything that was on the dry land, it was going to basically die and get wiped out because people were just so wicked. So there was a lot of good nuggets from reading that, both the actual scripture passage and how it referenced to the passage, and then ways I felt like the Lord was showing me how some of those principles or ideas from each of those verses, or the notes I took from some of the verses, applied to what's going on in my life now. So it was a really fruitful time. One thing was realizing, dang, it was that many people just wilding out in that time. If it was for Noah, man, everybody would have got wiped out, just whew, gone, because basically from Noah's family, in between Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, and their wives, that's how the population kept going. If nobody was righteous there, we're gonna wrap. You know what I'm saying? Done. Adam and Eve, Noah, them. The end, So thank God for Noah. So just a reminder of that even if what's going on around you, if people are wicked or people are just doing the utmost and not in a good way, to stand firm for the Lord, and reminded me too that my obedience doesn't just affect me and benefit me, it benefits those around me and helps save them and keep them safe. Noah essentially saved a whole generation through his obedience, Or if you want to better put it, God was gracious, and because he had at least one person that was obedient to him, he used Noah to save a generation, whichever way you want to put that. But yeah, it was something. And then another question I had too, I found myself asking questions, which is good because as a quick segue, so far in this fast, I've been finding myself feeling, freer, of course, freer in terms of spiritually wise, certain stuff that was bogging me down. Believing the Lord's, really helped me to understand, you're delivered from those things, or this is the way to think about this to do better. So I'm grateful for that, freer in terms of just my ability to not think so right here, so narrow-minded, so very just focus on the task at hand. Don't look at anybody else, just right here. So finding myself think freer, but another way of thinking freer is finding myself as I'm looking at scripture to ask myself questions like a little kid. Because I feel like when you tell kids about the Bible, for those of us who have, been exposed to the word for any, amount of time, especially if you grew up in church, sometimes you can kind of get too familiar with the word. We're like, yeah, that's the story. No, that's da 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 da. You're not looking at it and asking God to give you fresh eyes. So I'm finding myself look at stuff with fresh eyes and just have that type of curiosity as a kid. Kids, if they don't know something or something comes to mind, they're not going to think about, is that like, does it sound adulty enough? Does that sound, smart enough? No, they're like, what's that mean? What does that mean? Wait, I don't understand that. This thing really outside of the box. So one of the things when I was reading it, something that stood out to me was finding out that when it was talking about, everything once, Noah, the animals, and everybody got in the ark, God, shut the door. And then it started to, the waters descend, the waters were coming up. It was just, the flood was beginning. And, excuse me, I'm paraphrasing here, but it was talking about how like everything on the dry earth, everything on the surface of the earth was wiped out. So then if it's saying that makes me think, because it's water, I guess the old fishy and everything that lived in the water, they made it out pretty decent, at least, well, most of the water was around. I don't know what happened once the water levels got back to a decent level for, living for on the earth. That made me think kind of like, so I guess some stuff in the water was spared too, along with everything in the ark with Noah, like all the land living creatures, animals and humans were in the ark. And then I would think the ones in the water, anything in the water, fish and other, creatures, because there's certain creatures that have become extinct since Bible times. But whatever creatures at that point in time, guess they still made it out pretty decent because, the floods, I don't know. So I was saying, just maybe start thinking about different stuff and asking questions and, getting excited about the Bible, then having my digital e-sword there and trying to look up different, words, and then looking on Google, because then maybe this one piece of the scripture, maybe think about this other scripture. So it was really good. And like I said, God was giving me other just downloads separately that made me, how to parlay what I'm learning there into what's going on in my life now, how that's mirroring the two. So yeah, that was good. And then what else happened? Haven't done too much yet for the day. Made a bit of like a would like to do or, aiming to do type of list for the day. So since today's Saturday and I don't have any plans to like go out today, should be able to knock some of those things out. And it's kind of relatively quiet around the house for the day right now. Yeah, it's been good. And then something else happened later on where I don't know if it was right before or during the Skin to Skin challenge, somewhere around there, my extended or devotional talk with God time. He reminded me of he essentially just like reminded me and showing me like, yeah, I do answer you quickly. It's just, you getting the answer depends on either sometimes you do get the answer as soon as I get it straight away. Sometimes it may be some spiritual warfare why it's not getting to you soon, kind of like Daniel. The other part of it is just because you being disobedient and unbelieving. So I was like, that's good to know. Because it was like a piece of information that this is what happens when you're trying to explain something without mentioning something verbatim. But saying all that to say it's encouragement of like, he helped me look at something like a couple of days ago and I was like, oh wow, God, you confirmed me something you're doing now in this season. And then he reminded me of that same situation again and showed me that like, oh wow, you actually even answered, even like, I didn't put two and two together. You actually answered this particular thing even more, even closer or sooner than I had originally realized and all those things. So it's just a good, encouraging morning overall. I'll definitely say within the time I recorded last video to now, definitely God was showing me, like I said in the fast, which made me think like, it's going good. I'm fine. You'll find ways to make sure you stay humble and show you more of yourself. Like, look at this. We still need to work on this. Yeah. This is why you need me still, just in case you thought differently. So, humble. Definitely asking Lord for more help. But I'm grateful though, learning how to like, okay, wow. Definitely need the Lord, but then also not staying there so much where I start like condemning myself either, So it's still good. Even now, I feel like, okay, I didn't let that moment make me feel like, oh crap, I'm just failing or will I ever get it together? Learn to be like, yeah, yes, acknowledge it, but then ask Lord for help. Continue to do the disciplines and things He's telling you to do so you can improve in that area and keep going. Because sometimes I can stay too stuck too long in a certain spot because I'm so busy like, oh, I didn't do it right. I wasn't perfect. Oh my God. Now I need to stay here and just really wallow in that versus moving on. You know what I mean? So, all in all, today is a really good day. Plus, it's really pretty outside too. I probably won't be going outside, but it's really pretty outside. So, that's nice. I have a gut feeling that my phone's about to go off on like an alarm or something. So, I'm hoping it didn't stop recording. Let me check. Be right back. All right. And I'm back. Thank goodness the way my alarm goes. Hopefully it didn't like glitch out the audio because I didn't hear the sound of the alarm play through my earphones. So hopefully that means it didn't mess up anything when I play this back. Good day. Looking forward to, if I still stick with the keeping an evening video, that I'm able to come back and say, yeah, I was able to knock out some of those things on my list and stuff like that. So and still not make this like a work day because it's the weekend and thankfully I don't have any work to do from my job. It's just more so me knocking out some of those tasks on the entrepreneurial side that God wants me to do. Entrepreneurial side slash personal side of just preparing for certain things I'm believing for. So certain action steps I need to be taking. So one step at a time, one bite at a time until the whole thing gets accomplished. One thing I can say is I'm grateful the Lord pushed me to start recording myself. I don't, like I said, these are just first few videos. I'm very interested in seeing, my growth in terms of what I'm talking about or certain things I'm mentioning in the future videos from this fast, and then what God has me do beyond this fast. I believe He's already kind of given me some pointers, some thoughts on what to do beyond this fast. So yeah, at the very least, I'm grateful to start videoing or documenting just what's going on in my life as a young adult and just certain things I believe in God to do in my life. And excited, aside from just all the notes I've been writing on my phone, since lately for the past year and change, I've been using my phone as like a bullet list journal thing going on. And that's been working out really good for me versus writing stuff because I would find myself super frustrated when I'm trying to write out stuff because I'm exhausted in how I talk. So trying to write out, I tend to write how I speak. So I'm about a paragraph in, I still got like 5 more thoughts. I don't want to keep writing. But at least with taking notes on my phone, it's been good. And then I've also been incorporating some voice notes too, so I can hear how I was sounding in that moment. So now I'm doing this in video. At the very, very least, I pray that this actually blesses other people when they watch it back, you know? And then at the very least, though, I'm grateful just so I can document my journey for myself and, see, because sometimes when you're in the middle of things and then get to the other side of them, depending on how much you document and stuff like that and how much length of time and span of time that occurred between when you're in the middle of that situation to when God bless you to like really come through the situation. Not saying it's bad, just even if it's just a pruning process or however, sometimes you don't really remember what it was like to be like in that moment. So you're trying to be like, wait, how was that? Like you can remember some details depending on the person, but you may not remember like all of them. So that's why I'm excited to be doing these videos. Definitely trusting Lord with this whole, I guess I should start referencing as a channel, right? Even though at this very moment in time, as I'm recording them, I'm not uploading them. But yeah, they will eventually be uploaded in the very near future. So I guess I should start referencing this as my channel. We'll see. Once again, this is the whole fun of you getting to see it, unscripted as to what God's doing. Because I'm like, okay, God, I think I heard you correctly with this. So I'm gonna try my best. If I didn't hear you correctly, just gently get me where I need to go. Because I'm trying my best. Promise you, I'm not trying to deviate on purpose. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. And then, Lord's willing, the game plan is to come back tonight. We'll see. If for whatever reason this ends up being the end of said video for day 5, you know what happened. There was not a part 2. Until next time. See you later. Hey good people, it is night of day 5. It is 9:51. I figured let me try to make this relatively early in the evening. That way I can go to bed because I've been sleepy. So waking up at 6, thank God so far so good. Each day I've been waking up at 6 by the grace of God. May not stay up all the time. May have to take a power nap in between before I'm like officially up for the day. But I still count it. Today went pretty good. I'm trying to remember. Well, first of all, I want to make sure. Reason why y'all are so far back is because that first video, my head was like chopped here, and I was like, what can I do? I'm not going to record the video again. And honestly, that's a big step for me, you know, because I can be a perfectionist. I'll say I'm a recovering perfectionist. So sometimes if I see something that's not like, ooh, it's up to par as I want it to be, I'm like, scrap it all, try again. That's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be what it be. You know, I guess in post edit, I'll make a quick disclaimer. Like, my head's going to be chopped off, y'all. You know, not chopped off literally. Watch my words. In the shot, my head isn't fully in the screen. So it's okay, rolling with it. Today, I don't know if I have a lot of updates. I mean, after I did my video earlier in the afternoon, let's see, what did I actually do? Yeah, I didn't do too much this afternoon. I mean, I wanted to make some progress in a particular area for like entrepreneurial stuff, and I did. But there's still a task I need to take care of on that end for like swapping logins from one spot to the next. And anyway, long story short, I think I need to make that my big project tomorrow because the past 2 days I've tried to do it and I basically haven't got to it because it just keeps getting bumped down the totem pole of things to do. So I think I'll make that like my one task to do tomorrow. I don't even know if y'all heard that. My tummy was trying to give a little extra insight. Shh, be quiet. Just fed you. All in all, today was good. I don't know if I have a lot of extra highlights. Yeah, it was a good day, chill day. Like I said, the stuff I did get to do or get to for entrepreneurial stuff that I want to like update or whatever, it worked out pretty nice. Had some nice chill time with the fam this evening. Yeah, like I said, my main goal is just getting some sleep because it's waking up early, things stacking up, and I know with the work week coming up, I need to like give myself extra space because basically I started this fast right before I had time off. So yeah, I'm gonna need all the extra sleep I can get because the extra leeway I had these past few days with being able to like nap if I'm sleepy or, you know, take my time in the morning a little more. I don't know if I really have that much during the week. So, I mean, they gotta work from home, so I have that flexibility in that sense, but still, once I clock in, I need to be there essentially, unless I'm taking like a lunch break or something. So, it's gonna be interesting to navigate that. Yeah, but all in all, so far so good. Grateful seeing how the Lord's been moving and working, you know, getting a lot of different confirmations in certain areas of life and being encouraged and just trying to make sure I stay the course and take it one day at a time. So instead of me rambling, I'm going to just cut the video here. But until next time, talk to you later.